GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Montreal. Tonight we'll explore the Yiddish debut of Tremblay Les Belles Soeurs, hear how CDPQ Infra is shaping new REM stations, and give you a quick traffic snapshot as moderate delays linger. Plus, AI Works is adding 30 high-skilled jobs to our tech scene. Over to you, Emma.
The Montreal International Jazz Festival launches its free downtown concert series this weekend, offering nightly performances from 6 to 9 on St. Catherine Street, highlighting emerging local talent.
Organizers have scheduled over 30 emerging bands for the series, each set lasting approximately 1 hour, with complimentary food trucks positioned along the street for attendees.
Tickets are free for all shows, and the city has added extra metro service on the Green Line to accommodate the anticipated crowds throughout the festival weekend.
All performances will be streamed live on the festival's website, ensuring broader access. All right, let's get into it and cover tonight's top stories. Tonight, we look at how Montreal's neighborhoods are reshaping the city's future, from resilient housing solutions to vibrant cultural milestones. Today, the Centre Segel in the Snowden neighborhood welcomed a unique cultural moment as Michel Tremblay classic 1960s drama Les Belles Soeurs opened in Yiddish. The production, directed by Claudia Habert, translates the story of Plateau area women into the language of the city's historic Jewish community. Organizers say the staging aims to bridge Quebec theater with a heritage tongue, offering longtime fans a fresh perspective while inviting new audiences to the humor and heart of Tremblay work. The Yiddish version marks the first time the beloved play has been presented in that language on the island, underscoring the city's tradition of artistic collaboration across cultures. Tickets for the limited run are already in high demand, reflecting the excitement surrounding this multilingual tribute to a cornerstone of Quebec theater. Critics anticipate that the production will inspire further multilingual experiments in the province's vibrant stage scene.
CDPQ Infra announced today that it has entered the planning stage for 2 additional REM stations, one in Griffintown and another at Bridge Bonaventure. The new stops are slated to join the existing regional express network that links downtown with the South Shore, the airport, and the West Island. The agency said the design work will run over the next few years, with construction targeted to begin in the latter half of the decade and the stations expected to open by 2030. Planners will focus on integrating the stations into the dense urban fabric of Griffintown, known for its rapid condo development, and the Bridge Bonaventure corridor, a key link across the St. Lawrence. CDPQ Infra, which oversees the REM's expansion, said the added access points aim to boost ridership and support the city's growth plans.
Authorities have been searching for a red kangaroo that slipped out of a private enclosure on the South Shore early Friday. The animal, named Joey by its owners, has been roaming the neighborhoods near the Jacques Cartier Bridge ever since. Wildlife officials say red kangaroos are native to Australia and do not exist in the wild here, so they are treating the case as an unusual escape. Police and animal control teams have set up a perimeter and are advising residents to keep pets indoors and avoid approaching large marsupial. An adult red kangaroo can stand over 2 meters tall and can leap more than 9 meters in a single bound, which adds to the difficulty of capture. Spotters are asked to call the local non-emergency line if they see the creature hopping near streets or parks. Officials hope to recapture Joey safely before he wanders further into urban area.
Authorities are still searching for a wallaby that fled a private stable in Boucherville 5 days ago. The small marsupial, native to Australia, was reported missing after a gate malfunction allowed it to escape onto the South Shore. Local police, animal control officers, and volunteers have canvassed nearby parks, bike paths, and residential streets, but the animal remains at large. Residents have been asked to keep an eye out near green spaces such as Parc des Chutes and along the St. Lawrence River shoreline where the creature could find shelter. Officials warn that the wallaby could be startled by traffic or pets and urge caution if it is sighted. Animal experts say the species is not accustomed to cold weather, making the search more urgent. The investigation continues, and updates will be provided as soon as new information becomes available.
Traffic fatalities in Quebec fell last year while collision-related injuries climbed, the province's Automobile Insurance Board reported in its annual safety review. The board said the number of deaths on the road dropped to its lowest level in recent years, even as the count of people hospitalized after accidents rose noticeably. Officials attribute the decline in deaths to broader adoption of advanced driver assist systems and stricter speed enforcement, but they caution that the surge in injuries signals lingering gaps in protective equipment and emergency response. The 2025 data continue a trend of mixed outcomes that the board will monitor as it refines prevention programs. Researchers will compare these figures with previous years to gauge the impact of new regulations and public education campaigns across the province. The findings will inform upcoming provincial road safety strategies slated for implementation early next year. Stay tuned because Quebec just signed a funding pact with English language universities to boost French programs. We will be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're settled in. Now Emma will bring us the local stories that shape our city today.
Good evening. The Quebec government today sealed a new funding pact with the province's English language universities to broaden French language offerings. Under the agreement, university leaders will receive additional resources to develop more French courses, immersion programs, and related learning activities on campuses that primarily teach in English. The initiative, announced on June 16th, aims to give students more options to study in French without leaving their institutions. Officials say the move reinforces Quebec's long-standing push to promote French across all levels of education, extending that effort into the Anglophone university sector. Faculty and administrators expect the new funding to support curriculum design, hiring of French-speaking instructors, and creation of cultural immersion experiences for students seeking bilingual proficiency. Participating schools anticipate that the resources will be spread across multiple campuses, allowing them to launch pilot classes, upgrade language labs, and partner with community groups for real-world practice.
Canada's new Official Languages Commissioner, Kelly Burke, told a press briefing in Quebec that her office will focus on reinforcing the province's French vitality while also extending support to English-speaking communities. She highlighted a series of measures, including increased funding for bilingual education programs, stronger monitoring of language compliance in public services, and new partnerships with community groups. Deputy Commissioner Peter Tardif explained that the Office of the Commissioner of Official Languages will work closely with provincial authorities to ensure that language rights are upheld under existing statutes. Burke emphasized that preserving both languages is essential for the cultural fabric of the region and that the Commission will intervene when violations are identified. The announcement signals a coordinated effort to balance Quebec's distinct language policies with the broader national commitment to official bilingualism.
On June 16th, a Quebec judge appeared before the Council of the Magistracy after the Chief Justice lodged a formal complaint last year. The council is reviewing allegations that the judge repeatedly missed mandated decision deadlines, including a civil case that lingered for 500 days before a judgment was finally issued. The Chief Justice's complaint, filed in 2025, cites a pattern of delays that contravene the court's procedural timelines. The Council of the Magistracy, which oversees disciplinary matters for Quebec's judiciary, will determine whether the judge's conduct warrants sanction. Observers say the hearing underscores the judiciary's commitment to accountability and timely justice. Legal analysts note that the council's review could set precedent for handling future procedural lapses. The outcome will affect how quickly litigants receive rulings and may influence court administration across the province.
Police from the Sûreté du Québec announced a massive seizure on June 16th, confiscating more than 300,000 prohibited flavored vaping devices and freezing roughly $2 million in cash. The operation targeted an organized crime group that had been distributing the illegal products across the province, defying Quebec's ban on flavored vaping. Investigators say the haul represents one of the largest interdictions of illicit nicotine products in recent years, disrupting a supply chain that had been feeding a growing underground market. The raid involved coordinated teams conducting simultaneous searches in several locations, and authorities have filed charges against multiple individuals tied to the network. Officials emphasized that the crackdown aligns with the province's effort to protect public health and enforce the ban. The seized inventory will be destroyed, and the cash will be held as evidence in ongoing criminal proceedings.
The province announced today a $1 billion grant to help municipalities upgrade water infrastructure across Quebec. Funding comes from the federal government's $10 billion infrastructure envelope, earmarked for critical upgrades to pipes, treatment plants, and distribution networks. The money will be distributed to local councils, allowing them to tackle aging pipelines, reduce service interruptions, and improve water quality for households and businesses. Officials say the infusion will accelerate projects that have been delayed by rising costs and regulatory requirements. The grant also provides technical assistance so projects meet environmental standards and local staff receive training on new technologies. By channeling federal resources directly to towns and cities, the province aims to protect public health and support daily activities that rely on clean water, from cooking to industrial processes. Residents can expect faster repairs and modernized systems in the months ahead.
Now let's get a look at your evening forecast with our meteorologist, Jean-Pierre.
Evening settles over Montreal, and the sky paints a calm backdrop for tonight's weather update. On this day, the city's record high reached 28 degrees in 2020, a surprise burst during an early summer heat wave that pushed many locals to the nearest shade. The record low, a chilly 9.4 degrees, was set just last year in 2024 when an unusual cold snap slipped in from the north, dropping temperatures well below the usual early summer norms. For comparison, the climate normals for mid-June hover around a high of 26 degrees and a low of 13 degrees, making both extremes stand out. Current conditions at 6 p.m., 23 degrees, mainly clear, humidity 24%, wind 15 kilometers per hour from the west. The sky stays bright as we head into the evening, and temperatures will dip gently to 22 degrees by 7 o'clock. With a UV index of 7, the sun's rays remain strong, so protect any late-hour outdoor plans with sunscreen. Winds will stay modest, peaking at 20 kilometers per hour from the southwest, so no wind chill concerns. No weather alerts are in effect tonight, and the night will remain dry through the midnight hour. Even a light jacket will be enough if you step outside later. Stay comfortable as you unwind. Looking ahead, Wednesday brings a high of 23 degrees and a low of 13, with overcast skies and a 25% chance of rain in the afternoon. Thursday turns cooler, high 22, low 16, and a heavy shower chance, 90%, so keep an umbrella handy. Friday stays similar, high 22 and low 15, overcast with a 50% rain probability midday. Saturday cools further to a high of 19 and a low of 14. Clouds linger and half the day may see rain. Sunday offers a modest rebound, high 20, low 14, with overcast conditions and a 40% chance of showers. Pack a raincoat for the week, but expect pleasant evenings.
Later we'll break down today's traffic snarls, the Habs, Selk and Lady buying wins, plus AI Works' new Montreal jobs. We will be right back.
Pont Claimant is blocked by a major hindrance, causing all lanes to be stopped. Drivers are advised to use the alternate crossing at Pont de Lachine or to detour via Rue Notre Dame. A second major blockage stretches from exit 4 on a 15 and a 20 to Pont Samuel de Champlain, slowing traffic on both highways and adding at least 15 minutes to cross-city trips. At exit 8 between Boulevards Gouin and Henry Bourassa, a major hindrance forces a lane closure. Traffic is backing up on the eastbound ramp, so consider the parallel route on Boulevard St. Laurent. A minor issue remains on a 520 near Rue Hickmore, but traffic is moving through with only a short delay. On transit, the SDM strike limits bus and metro service to peak periods and late evenings, so commuters should plan for reduced frequency on those lines. Overall, most other arteries are clear, and the afternoon should see normal flow once the main bottlenecks ease.
There are no verified listings available for this segment. And now here's Jason with sports.
Big hardware news out of Montreal, the Canadiens are celebrating. A double trophy night for the Habs. The NHL announced that captain Nick Suzuki has won the Frank J. Selk Trophy, awarded to the league's top defensive forward. Teammate Cole Caulfield was handed the Lady Byng Trophy. 2 awards, 1 team. Montreal is collecting hardware this offseason. The Canadiens' playoff run is over. Carolina eliminated Montreal in the Eastern Conference Final, with Logan Stankoven scoring one of 3 Hurricanes' first-period goals in Game 5. The Hurricanes advanced to the Stanley Cup Final. CBC Sports reports Montreal's promising postseason ends at the conference stage. An emotional goodbye in Montreal. Brendan Gallagher, described by CBC Sports NHL as the longest-serving Canadian, announced he is moving on from the only NHL franchise he has ever known. Gallagher said it is time to, quote, find a new home, closing the chapter on a lengthy career in blue, Blanquette Rouge.
AI Works in Milan is taking a bold step forward, expanding its Montreal headquarters and bringing 30 new high-skill positions to the neighborhood. The homegrown artificial intelligence startup, known for its predictive analytics that helps small retailers stay ahead of the curve, secured a $2 million Series A round to fund the growth. New roles will span data scientists, engineers, and sales staff, all aimed at meeting the surging demand for AI tools among Quebec's independent shops. By anchoring more talent right here, AI Works not only strengthens the local tech ecosystem, but also gives neighborhood entrepreneurs a partner they can trust. It's a reminder that Montreal's future is built by innovators who choose to grow where they belong. Up next, meet Joey the red kangaroo who hopped his way onto the South Shore, a heart-warming escape you'll love. On St. Laurent Boulevard, just steps from the bustling market, the doors of the newly rebranded Centre de Santé St. Laurent open to a crowd of familiar faces. Longtime nurse Marie Claude, whose smile has greeted generations of patients, stood beside a bright new sign that reads Clinique Communautaire St. Laurent. Beside her, a group of children from the nearby elementary school held up hand-drawn pictures of the building, each one spelling the name in bold, cheerful letters. The province's health agency has spent months consulting with doctors, staff, and residents to replace a patchwork of legacy titles with a single, clear naming system. In the hallway, a volunteer handed out simple flyers that explained the new names, and a retired pharmacist whispered, "Now everyone will know exactly where to go." The moment the ribbon was cut, a gentle applause rose, not just for a new plaque, but for a shared sense of clarity and belonging. It's a modest change, but one that makes navigating care a little easier for every Montrealer, and that feels like a step forward for the whole community.
Emma Leclerc, tonight on the banks of the St. Lawrence in the historic Old Port, a small crowd gathered beneath the twinkling lights of a community center balcony. Families of those lost, local police officers, and even a few long-haul truck drivers stood together, each holding a handmade lantern that flickered against the river's calm. One retired driver, his hands still marked by years on the road, stepped forward and shared a quiet story about a young apprentice who once saved a school bus from a sudden brake failure. The crowd listened, the air filling with a soft rustle as a child released a single red balloon, letting it drift upward as a gentle tribute. In that moment, the somber tally of more than 100 road deaths in the province this year seemed to transform into a promise. A new community pledge to mentor new drivers, a partnership with the Transportation Ministry to fund safer routes, and a weekly watch and talk forum where families can voice concerns directly to truck operators. It's a reminder that even after the darkest roads, the people of Montreal walk forward together, guided by compassion and shared purpose.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us tonight. That surprise escape of the red kangaroo on the South Shore reminded us that adventure can pop up anywhere. We appreciate your curiosity and look forward to bringing you more stories tomorrow on the local Sunset. Stay tuned. See you then.